Hey everybody, today we are going to walk you through the installation of the RGB rock light kit on this 2017 Toyota Tacoma 4x4 SR5. First and foremost, I'm Army with Nox Lux. I'm here to walk you through basically what comes in the box, some of the extra stuff you might need, and pretty much just an overview of the RGB install. The instructions that come with it are picture instructions, so sometimes they don't tell you the ins and outs, so that's what this video is for. If you have any other questions, feel free, of course, to reach out to us at noxlux.com. info@noxlux is the email, and feel free to call us. We'll be glad to walk you through every single step. Myself, personally, you can call and ask for Army. I will pick up the phone and walk you through exactly how to install this. And I may not be the world's greatest. There may be some confusion. I may have to walk in and out to a vehicle to make sure I know exactly what you're talking about. Because myself, I am a average installer. I have spent many years in the automotive industry. I have installed quite a few things, from lift kits to mini lights to large light bars to roof racks to wheels and tires, all of those things. But am I a pro that does it every day? No, not at all. And that's the reason why I wanted to jump into this install. So to let you know, the average Joe, Bob can do this. It is not a super hard kit to install, but it can be a little confusing when you open up the box and there's just a few things there. Now, like Christmas, boom, let's open up the box. Nox Lux RGB rock light kit. We did the 8-piece kit on this, but we do also offer the 4-piece kit. 4-piece kit you could utilize underneath the chassis as you see here, or utilize the 4 underneath the wheel wells. Here you see 4 on this side, obviously 8, 4 here, 4 on the other side, but you've got them 1 in the wheel well, 1 on the front wheel well, 2 underneath the chassis. So essentially, we've got enough to light up the complete undercarriage as well as inside the wheel wells. No matter how lifted the truck is, there's plenty of light that these pods put out. So first and foremost in the box, if you open it up, you're gonna see 4 or 8 of these. Inside the white boxes, you will have the light pods. This is the actual projector or the diode, the LED itself that causes the light. There are 3 small ones in there, hence the RGB. There is a red, a blue, and a green. That is what configures all of the colors of the spectrum, red, blue, and green, and that is why they're called an RGB rock light kit. So, the pods, you will get 4 or you will get 8, depending on the kit that you have. Inside each of those white boxes, you have the mounting brackets. This is a roll bar mounting bracket. As you see it rounded in the back, it would be a little hard to mount it to anything flat. So this is the one we suggest for a roll bar if you're doing it on a side-by-side, your roll bar on your Jeep, something like that. Obviously, you do not have to just install them underneath the vehicle like we did here. You can install them on the outside. You can install them only on the inside on your roll bar. You can install them on your boat, your RV, your lawnmower, your buddy's lawnmower, your brother-in-law's lawnmower, whoever you want. Whatever you want. You can use them just for Christmas lights where they flash red and green all day long. You put them outside your house. Run on a 12 volt. Do it however you want with them. Anyways, this is the flat mount. Flat mount we used when installing this truck because it gives you a little bit of insulation in between them. It also, the best part is, it gives you a way to route the wires, either out of the side, out of the top, or straight through the middle. So when placing the light on it, you can mount the light flat and run the wire right out the backside, so it gives it a flat mount. I don't know if you can see that. We'll zoom in on it here in a little while. But that way you've got plenty of options, the light. As well as in that box, you've got some screws for installation. These are screws with a nut on the back, so they help on the wheel well installations, on roll bar installations, those kind of things where you can get to the backside and put a nut on. If not, use self-tapping screws. And in just a second, I'm going to walk through some of the other things you need that don't come in the kit for installation. But also in the kit, you have the control box. This control box has the downloadable scanner for the app. This goes right to the app. The app looks like this, just so you know. Also, in the box is a instruction manual. The instruction manual has this exact same barcode right here inside. So you can do that, scan it, or just go to the App Store. Super easy. Go to the App Store on your Android or your iPhone, iPod, Apple device, tablet, whatever has Bluetooth capability, you can control this kit with it. Turn it on and off, change all the colors, whatever you want. And you see, this is the instruction manual while I'm here. It walks you through how to install. It shows you both the roll bar mount, the flat mount, how to route the wires, where to mount it, where to connect each of the pods. It's very informative, but not quite enough, and that's the reason why we're doing this video. So like I said, once you have the app up, it looks just like this. So you've got multiple options of how you want the lights to go. You can change them to solid, you can change them flashing, you can have them fade in and out, whatever you want. Very simple app to play with, walk through. I would show you all of it here, but playing with it at home after you get this installed is going to be the fun part. But anyways, this is the control box that does all of that. You've got a positive and negative 12 volt that are going to need to be hooked up to a ground and to your battery source or power source. Then you've got 4 connectors here, which would be just for the 4-piece kit. You would only have these 4, but on the 8-piece kit you have 2, so you have 4 and 4, which makes 8. Yes, I can do simple math, but that may be as far as it goes. So that is what comes in the box. That is what you need essentially to get this thing rolling. If any of that scares you, then call a professional and have it professionally installed. Last thing you want to do is damage it or have some sort of other issue. A couple things to keep in mind that you're going to want as well. Some extra wire, so you can lengthen the wire from wherever you want to mount the box. Some wire insulation is always a good idea. Those self-tapping screws that I told you about, always a great idea to have those around the house anyway. Wire cutters and crimpers, crimper tools for any of the fasteners you may need. Just fasten it to the battery as well as mounting your ground. If you need a butt connector to put the wires on for lengthening and any of that. Also electrical tape. Electrical tape and zip ties are essential installation tools no matter what you're doing. If your off-road vehicle or your build at home does not have zip ties in it, I want to know, because I guarantee you that it has zip ties in it, because that is the builder's key. Like I said, electrical tape, and then you have an option. You can do a switch, so you can turn it on and off. That way, in case something were to happen with your device that controls the Bluetooth, you would still have a fail-safe switch where you could turn the system off. I did an inline fuse in this particular build. That way it serves as a switch as well. You just pull the fuse, there's no more power to the source, and you can shut the lights off. Just in case for some reason like I said, your Bluetooth device malfunctions and the lights stay on. But those are the options, and that is the simple install, easiest way to do this. Now, let's get you guys installing and seeing what's going on. Thank you very much for tuning in. Again, info at Nox Lux, noxlux.com. Army, reach out to us, let us know what's going on. I'd be glad to help you through everything. Thank you guys. All right, some of the things that we need, just a little more of a close-up. Wire, connectors, a switch if needed, or a fuse, depending on how you want to run it. Zip ties, electrical tape, self-tapping screws, some sort of a Bluetooth device, crimpers, wire cutters, insulation for the wiring, always a good idea. And then also what comes in the box, your instruction manual. 8 or 4 of the light pods themselves, mounting hardware, 2 mounting brackets, the roll bar mounting bracket and the flat mounting bracket, and last but not least, probably the most important thing, the RGB LED rock light controller with 4 on this pod, 4 on this pod to run to each of the individual light pods. And that is pretty much what comes in the Nox Lux kit. Right. I'm going to go ahead and continue the installation on the front wheel well. piece install. You also are going to have the option of mounting a light pod somewhere underneath the back door, as well as somewhere underneath the front door, or anywhere under that rocker panel area. So you'll have the 4 underneath each wheel well, as well as 4 underneath the body or chassis, so 1 under each door. Again, mount those at a 45-degree angle with the mounting bracket or with the mounting insulator, and you will actually get better light if they're angled inwards. Good luck on your install. You want to make sure the holes are lined up and the beam is going to throw out at a 45. You have the option of mounting under the hood, so you could mount the box directly to this. It would serve as the fuel panel. Just be careful when tapping into the screws. You could also mount right here. See the 2 holes right here, there and here. That would actually mount the box perfectly there. You can mount it this way, so you had your wires running down through the firewall. And then this would come over to your positive and negative terminals, or obviously tap into the ground on the firewall. The option that we're actually going to do is underneath the carriage instead of this mount. That way the box is closer to the fittings. It's going to be open to there. So 2 options in mounting the box, which makes it clean and easy. All right, route your wire down through the side. Just follow the factory harness, and you can actually drop down right behind the fender and come out along the frame rail, and that'll be perfect for our underbody mount. Just take the power wire, hook it up to the red side, obviously positive side. Okay guys, it's not a bad idea to go ahead and get wire crimpers. You're going to need to crimp an end on. We also picked this up at our local auto parts store. It's an inline fuse, 30 amp should be just fine. Place the fuse in here, and that way you'll actually have an inline fuse. If not, there's no reason for it. The box actually has a backup. We're just going the extra distance and showing you the options on install. You're going to want to run this directly to the battery, positive end obviously, with the connector, and then you're going to run this wire down, and then we're going to actually install this under the body, so this will be the underbody mount. We'll show you that in a few minutes. Go ahead and pull this end. Doesn't matter which end, yank on it. Perfect. That's going to start our install. Alright, we're going to mount the box underneath the chassis, pretty much between both doors back, where there's just a small area behind the actual seat mounts. You'll find just some flat area where you can put some self-tapping screws right in and hold the box up. Now this is IP68 once again, so it's completely waterproof, no issues there. It'll be fine underneath the chassis to get mud and water, whatever on it. So come climb underneath the vehicle with me and we'll get it started. Install the box. You can see the frame rail here, this frame junction, so the box will actually mount right here, and then we'll pull in, wire all of our wire ends in here and continue. So right there is kind of going to be the mount, and this is going to continue on to our power and ground. We do have a factory ground right here, so we'll be able to tap in, make this super easy. This is going to be a clean, nice install when it's all finished. quick walk around of the lights and how the lights were installed. We'll start right here, the driver's wheel well. We've mounted the light, as you see it flashing, up underneath the wheel well, right there, kind of shining down at a 45-degree angle, as you can see it lighting. The way that we did this was utilizing the inner fender well, the plastic inner fender well here. You can do two options. You can either install the screws with the nuts on the back side by pulling down this liner, or like we did with the self-tapping screws or guide screws, you can just screw right into it, run your wire right through, and you'll actually trace the wire down through the wheel well from the pod, down through the wheel well, all the way out and down and out the bottom side here, down into the frame rail and straight back to the pod box or the controller box. Do the same thing basically underneath here, where we've installed the lights so they have a 45-degree angle and are firing into the center of where the vehicle is. What happens sometimes if you were to mount those completely flat, like on the flat surface, the light will actually shine straight down and it causes a halo effect where it looks like it's a circle when it's shining on the ground. The 45-degree angle actually disperses the light better in all of those directions, so it gives you an underbody glow, and that's typically what people are looking for in this kind of application. You can see the second, or I guess the third pod is down there as well. Put them kind of centered under each door. That way you get perfect distribution of the light underneath the vehicle as well as the outside ones in the wheel wells to light that up. Walk back here to the rear wheel well so you can see where that was mounted. Same essential idea as the front wheel well. We went to the outside where there's a small 45-degree angle and mounted it so it's firing inside and causing a full lighting effect inside the wheel well, which gives it that kind of disbursement evenly throughout. Same thing, we went in through the wheel liner with the wiring harness, or with the wires through there, mounted it directly to it, and ran the wires down through the liner here, which was super easy access, and then again into the frame rail and down to the control box. But essentially that is the easiest way, the quickest way to install the RGB rock light kit. And you can see, even with all the lights on here in the shop, it is definitely lighting up the place perfectly. Real quick, jump right into the app, as you see here. And what you're essentially going to do is go and pick through some of them. Solid red. Solid red is right there at the top. That's an easy 2-second hit. You want it all green, hit that one. Hit blue, obviously shines blue. You can go back to the flashers, hit there, it'll pick through them. This is the fade option, where it fades in and out of the colors for you. Super easy to install, super easy app to use, unbelievably good for the money.